So I don't know exactly how far I'm gonna go today. It's either gonna be right before Eglin Air Force Base or right afterwards. Just gonna see how the timing works out when I get to the first spot, but it's not that hard to figure out the permits. You basically go onto this website and you make an account. Once you make an account, and it just takes like 2 minutes, you put in your basically name, address, phone number, that kind of stuff. You have to watch 2 videos. It's like one of them's about like the beaches. It's like 3 minutes long. Tells you about all the animals and stuff. And then there's one video that's like 7 minutes long. You watch it and it's about like essentially telling you if you find a bomb, don't touch it. And then at the end of those videos, you take a 3-question quiz that's like super easy and obvious what the answers are. Even if you don't even watch the videos, you can figure it out. And then once you watch those videos, you just need to call a phone number and tell them that you need a thru-hiker permit for the Florida Trail. And because they have like a whole list on their website of all these different permits that you can add to your cart. You know, some of them are free, some of them you got to pay for, like hunting and fishing and bird watching and all these other things. But the thru-hiker permit is not on that list, so you have to call them and request it, and then they basically add it to your account. And it doesn't take that long. It's a couple minutes on the phone. And then you can go onto your account and basically see a digital version of this permit. And it's good for 6 days. So I wouldn't recommend doing this until like the day before or the day of, just in case it takes you longer than that to get through there. But yeah, and once you do that, you're good to go. The only thing is you have to camp at designated sites, so no stealth camping. And then you have to check the map every day to see if they closed certain sections of the trail for like military operations. But if you go to like the Florida Trail Association's website and you go to permits, it can be a little bit overwhelming because they list literally every conceivable permit you could possibly apply for on the entire Florida Trail. The only ones that there's like 3 permits you have to do. There's the Seminole permit, which is like the most involved, where you have to like print it out, get it notarized, which is $10 at the UPS store, so it's not that bad. And then you just scan a copy and send it to the Florida Trail Association. And then the other one is Big Cypress. You can literally do that walking up to the Oasis Visitor Center. You just fill out like a little card. That one's super easy. The Camp Landing one, same thing, super easy. You just fill out a card, drop it in the box. Eglin, like I said, I just explained how to do that one. Not that hard. And then they have like all these other permits for all these other campsites, because for whatever reason, Florida manages all their campsites by like the water management district, and they want people to register for them. But I mean, I've never found it necessary. Nobody ever checks, nobody's ever out there. The only ones that you really need to do it for is if you know this is like a car camping place that people might drive up to and actually have a reservation. But even those, a lot of them, like, you can just camp in the woods close by, out of the way, and it's no big deal. So I remember seeing comments from people that were super intimidated and said, oh, I'd never hike it because so many permits, I'm not going to do 100 permits or whatever. And even if like you wanted to go by the book and fill in all these permits for all these campgrounds that you might stay at, like literally everybody does it the night before. Like, oh, I think I'm going to camp here. You go onto the website. Once you do the first one, you have an account. It takes a minute to make the account. You fill out your basic information, and then all you got to do is go on there and click like make a reservation, and you're done. So it's super easy. It's not like you got to do a bunch of phone calls, or most of them, I think all of them are pretty much free. So yeah, there's like maybe, I would say like 2 legit permits, like Eglin and the Seminole reservation. Everything else is like not even worth mentioning. So it's just one of those things that, a lot of things about this trail that people exaggerate and complain, and people that have never done it just say that that's why the Florida Trail is not any good. But like the trail is fine. Like look where I'm at. It's forest, it's trees, there's creeks and rivers, and I mean it's a great trail. I don't know why people complain so much about it. The dogs are not that bad. I wouldn't even say the dogs are bad at all. I mean, it's completely overblown. None of them, like when I think of an aggressive dog, I'm thinking of like a police dog foaming at the mouth. Like if that thing gets out, like it's chewing my leg off, like that's an aggressive dog. Or like that's a 150-pound dog, pit bull or whatever, and if that thing comes charging after me, I don't know if I can handle it. Like that's an aggressive dog. But like a dog like walking behind you and barking is not an aggressive dog. You know, I've gone over that 100 times, but the permits are not that bad. Everything people complain about this trail is not that bad. So I recommend it. Most of the people out here, I don't know about most, but there's a lot of people out here that have done it multiple times, even up to like 4 and 5 times every year in a row. So obviously if it was terrible, people wouldn't be hiking it multiple times. And a lot of people out here are like super experienced hikers. So it's a good place. Like if you want to meet other experienced thru hikers, people that have done Triple Crowns, people that have done almost all the national scenic trails, people that are doing the ECT or calendar year Triple Crowns and stuff like that. Like they all kind of come out here either as a warm-up or part of the hike itself, or just to like do a shakedown. Like the kickoff event was really good for that. So yeah, I think it's got a lot of potential, and in the future they'll get some of this stuff that's a little bit more connected now, so there'll be less road walks in total. But I said, any trail you do that's like not the AT or the PCT is gonna have road walks. It's just the nature of like modern trail systems that are not entirely like on a mountain range that nobody's wanted to build a house or a mountain on, or office on. If you're going over flat lands and developed areas, and you know, you have to get close to town eventually for resupply reasons. So the trail in those instances often will have roadwalks near the towns. It is what it is. And I think if you can just get over the fact that roadwalks are not that bad. I said, not every roadwalk is the same. There are good roadwalks and bad roadwalks. And just like good trail and bad trail, you gotta be able to look at the bright sides of it. Yeah, maybe it's super developed, but maybe it goes by a gas station. You can get a soda or Subway sandwich or something, you know? Just people get in their minds that roadblocks are not a part of the trail or whatever, and I just, you know, I get why people don't like them, but I think you'll have a more enjoyable hike if you can see the benefits of them. So, dig burrows about a foot deep, 40 feet long. That's kind of nuts. A lot of stuff uses their burrows. I mean, look at this thing. I mean, I guess that's like a sample of its burrow. $80 years old. They don't swim. That seems slightly out of place. It's just like a electrical box out here in the middle of forest. I mean, it's next to a road, but still, I don't see any power lines or anything like that.